There we go, we're recording. Right, hi everyone, thanks for coming. It feels like a while since I've done this. It's only been 2 weeks, but it feels longer. So tonight I'm throwing it out to you guys for any questions that you've got for me. You've heard me talk enough now about recruiting, so I want to know what your questions are, what your issues are, what you need help with, and I'll see, or hopefully I'll be able to help give you some ideas and give you some help with any problems that you've got. So you can pop it in the chat, which I will open so I can see it. You can shout out. I don't mind which. But has anybody got any burning question that they want to know, that they want to speak about first? Anybody want to be the first one to talk? There must be somebody. Oh God, and there's somebody in the waiting room.
Right. It's me, Tara. I can't know. So I'm trying to set all the little ones. So I'm struggling with the follow-up.
Okay. Which part of the follow-up? When to do it or what to say?
A bit of both. So how long to leave it? I have left it too long in the past, but I don't want to pester people. I'm terrible, really, really bad. Like I could have loads and loads of recruits by now if I just didn't leave it so long. So yeah, when to follow up and what to say.
So do you follow up at all?
Yeah.
How many times do you follow up? Once?
Yeah, once, twice. I even said, if you don't want to hear from me no more, just let me know. So then you won't, because I sort of do it as a group, as a block thing.
What do you mean a block thing?
Talking to people, so messaging everyone the same message. Right. So I have a list of people who have been interested. I have a list of from when they were interested as well, because I'm still talking to people that were interested in 2019.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. Tara, do me a favour, just unmute yourself. I just muted everyone so I could hear you. I don't think that's a bad thing that you're messaging people back then, because I've messaged people from when I first started and they have then said, actually, yeah, I'm interested now. There's no hard and fast rule with follow-ups. You've just
Can I just come in here, Emma?
Sorry?
Can I just come in here? I had someone join on Friday night who I first contacted on the 30th of December 2018. And I'm just going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 22 messages later, they've replied and joined on Friday night. So just stick with it. And if they block you, don't they? It doesn't matter. If they're that annoyed by you, they'll block you.
I follow up until they say no.
They're not responding, they're just reading it and then leaving it. Which makes me think, okay, so you've not blocked me, you've not told me no, which is what I'm waiting for. That no, leave me alone, F off, stop messaging me.
And that's normal.
That kind of thing.
Ignore me until, like Sarah says, until sort of, you could be talking 15, 20 messages later, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, actually, yeah, fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they haven't blocked you, keep messaging. Keep messaging until you get no or blocked. That's always what I say to my team as well.
That's exactly what I say.
So how often?
Say that again, Tara.
How often should I keep how often? See, I'm doing it like a month kind of thing. Should I be doing it more?
Yeah, I mean, so I do the next day. I follow up the next day, and then I'll leave it about a week, and then I leave it 2 weeks, and then I take it to a month, and then it's like probably a month after that, and then a month after that. There's no hard and fast rule, and I should, but I don't tend to write it down enough as I should. Sometimes I forget. I've started to use Trello actually, so I'm actually doing proper dates for mine now, my follow-ups. But you're kind of just guided by what they say as well. Sometimes, so people said to me, oh, it's not the right time yet. So I've actually started asking them when they want me to follow up with them. So don't be scared to ask them when they want following up with. And a lot of them say, oh, in another month. So I've put a reminder for another month. A lot of it is to do with things like payday, people haven't got enough money. And I think, well, actually, next week I might have enough money. So don't be scared to ask them. And the ones that ignore you, just keep following up until they don't.
Yeah, because I know that they've read the message. It comes up. It shows me that the message has been read. So I just think, well, if you're reading it, then I'm not blocked. Then you still want me to keep checking it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. If they don't want you to message, they will say no or they will block you. So until that happens, just crack on. That helps.
Yeah. Just
Lovely.
need to.
Maria's put in the chat as well. She said, I would say something like this: is it okay to check in a few weeks or months? She said, and she said no one really said no to that. What I found, then you tend to respond and say, yeah, okay, follow up with me in a few weeks or whatever. Yeah, don't be afraid to get back and throw the ball back in there.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Well, you can let us know in a month and come back on and let us know how you get on.
Yeah, I will do.
Right, okay. Anybody else? Right, I can't see everybody.
Oh yeah, I
Hello.
haven't been on any of the other Zooms.
Okay.
First one I've done, so I probably have missed quite a lot of the things that you've said.
They are recorded, so you can go back and watch them. They're in Power.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
I've
If
posted
there's any sort of like major points, if there aren't any other questions, if any kind of the big points really to take on board really that I might have missed.
So how new are you? When did you start?
Well, to be honest, I've been doing it for 3 years.
How have you?
But yeah, let's slow starter.
Have you got any team members then?
Say again, sorry.
Have you got any team members?
No.
Okay.
No, I was quite happy keeping it quite small. I did like fairs and events and that sort of thing really.
Yeah.
I really wanted to kind of go down working with the schools kind of really because I was a teacher. So it wasn't really something I'd looked into particularly before. But yeah, just obviously with lockdown, we've kind of gone more online and yeah, it's just that recruiting something we want to kind of look at more now.
So you're now ready.
Yeah.
Ready to recruit.
Yeah, that's really
I mean, your first port of call would be your frogs.
Yeah.
That's everybody's first port of call. That was my first port of call. Didn't work out for me, but it was where I started. And the best thing to do is make a list.
Mm-hmm.
Make a list of everybody that you think would like to join or would be good to sit, and get on and send them a message.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that I've been doing recently, training wise, voice notes. Voice notes are more personal.
Yeah.
Voice notes will make people more likely to respond than just a message.
Yeah.
I don't do enough of them, and I need to do more of them, and I have started doing more of them. But yeah, I think voice notes is probably the way forward, especially with frogs, people that you know.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to ask them outright. You can just sit there and say to them, I've been doing this for a while. I'm looking to build a team. It might not be for you, but do you know anyone else that might want to do it? And that'll either make them think, hold on a minute, well, I do want to do it, or they will genuinely know somebody that might want to.
Yeah.
So that would be my first port of call, making a list of everybody, sending them a message, either voice note, or if you're not confident to do that, then just send them a message. Better to send them a text message rather than nothing.
Yeah.
And then starting to put your posts out, be consistent, put posts out everywhere, use your stories, start posting. The best thing to do, and Louise will tell you because Louise has had somebody join this way, is to post what you're doing. So what you're doing every day, it could be anything. It could be, I got the most engagement on one of my posts, and it was I was wrapping up books. I'd had an event and I was just wrapping books up to go out to the post, and I literally put, this is my Friday night. I got more engagement on that post than anything else I've ever posted.
Yeah, I've found that actually. I've only really just started using Instagram. I've tried to be more consistent with that. And I've tried to kind of put more personal posts out there as well. I've included like my daughter in the pictures, and they do get a lot more response.
Yeah, and start drip feeding those little things in there with recruiting. I mean, at one point I was posting about books and I was putting like a little recruiting message within the post. And use your stories. So again, I've done training recently where stories are massive and everybody is using stories and everybody's watching them. And go live if you can or want to.
Yeah, I've literally just started going live.
Yeah, which is brilliant. Because you can just drop things in, you can sort of drip feed that into people. And the first recruit I got way back in March last year was through a competition. So I ran a competition for a book, and it literally was one book at the time because I'd only got my starter kit. I literally just started, and it was just one of the phonics books. And I got Emily, my daughter, to hold it, and I took a photo of it, and I ran a competition, and I messaged every single person that entered. I shared it everywhere. I messaged every single person that entered with the free prize draw link and a recruitment message. And my first 4 recruits, but my first ever one was from that competition.
I did the free prize draw links actually, because I've just done a competition.
Are you using Instagram quite a lot as well? Are you sending them on Instagram?
Say that again, sorry.
Are you using Instagram with the free prize draw slip?
No, not actually. I still haven't really figured out. You can't put links in, can you?
No, but you can use Linktree, which is a whole other trick, because I've not set mine up yet. But Sarah, have you set yours up yet, Higgs? She's on mute, man.
Sorry, I'm shopping.
Sure, she's on.
Sorry, what up?
Have you set your Linktree up yet?
So I have Linktree there. I've logged into it, set up an account, and I've added 2 links. I haven't set the rest of it up yet, but it's very easy and straightforward to do.
So there's something called
so I'm quite excited about getting
I want to do mine. Where it is one link.
So what I'm going to do, and I spoke to Fraser about this the other day, so in your messenger, on your Facebook page or your actual messenger, you can have a link directly to your messenger as well.
Oh, can you?
So I'm going to have a message me link in my Linktree. So once they open that, they can actually slide straight into my DMs, and you can link that through. I think you can do it with your page, so you can then link it into a ManyChat flow as well if you want, you can or with the new system that I'm going to be launching soon. So there's options within that.
Yeah, basically Linktree is a website that you go onto. You make an account, and it's free, and you get one link, and you can add different links to it. So when they click on that one link in your bio on Instagram, more than one will then pop up. It will send you to a different page, and it will have all your other links on there.
Right. Okay.
So that's something that that a lot of people are using. Actually, I've seen it a lot on Instagram, and it's really handy.
Right.
But so yeah, just Google it. Google
it. It's great for TikTok as well.
It's really easy to use. And then you can use it. You could use it on your Facebook page as well. You just have everything in one place.
Yeah, brilliant.
But I'm going to have my top join my team link, because I'm at the moment using Instagram. There's so many things that I could tell you about recruiting. I'm using my Instagram at the moment to add and message people, and I'm doing 50 a day at the moment.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a blitz on it. I've done Sarah's boot camp. I'm trying to keep on top of all that. So
that's what we like to hear. Yeah. So I've been doing it for about 4 weeks, and today was a good day. I'd done the usual 50 messages this morning, and I've probably had on Instagram 8 people ask for further info today, which is crazy because it's not normally like that. So Instagram's definitely the place to be at the moment. There are so many people on there that you can find that are in our sort of target audience in terms of people joining, that it definitely is something that people need to start looking at if other things aren't working. But for you, if you're starting out, Frogs is definitely where I would start.
Yeah,
definitely. But watch back. If I make a note of your name, I'll tag you in my other Zooms, because there was really good tips in there as well. Hold on a minute.
Emma, how do you find if people are UK based easily when you're finding people?
Well, you can
Or
do
don't you?
you can search hashtags, so you can search the UK hashtags.
Okay.
And
Because
you
I
can
searched,
find
for
location.
example, what did I search? Maternal clothes. But
Yeah,
obviously,
anyone. You can
But
search
it was-
location as well. So you could search Lincoln,
yeah,
and you could find everybody that's posted in Lincoln.
yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah.
quite a good way. But the only other way is literally just when you click on them, you
It's
can,
looking. I was just checking the one a way of putting like maternal clothes UK, which
Yeah.
nobody would use as a hashtag, but
well, you'd be surprised. There's loads of UK hashtags. For that
okay.
reason, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, there's loads. There's like Teacher Life UK and all
Yeah.
that. And there's loads of UK ones. So,
And you go through the, so am I doing it right? You find the hashtag and then find people that follow that hashtag and then do it.
yeah,
I
I follow quite a few people now, so I tend to go onto their follower list as well and start following the people that they follow or follow them.
Yeah.
So when you get your right target audience, you'll start to be able to follow them as well. But yeah, the hashtags is a great way of doing it. I know Chloe's been using the hashtags recently. She said on a Zoom because she's got a lot of followers, like 4,000, over 4,000. And I think the hashtags is the way she's doing it now because she's finding new people. But yeah, but searching locations is quite a good one as well because people will tag themselves. Like I put Nottingham on every single one of my posts. So if somebody searched Nottingham, I would come up. Probably quite low down, but I'd still come up. So yeah, but Instagram definitely is something to work on because people, I've said this before, people expect you to message them and they expect you to, introduce them to what you do and all the rest of it, whereas Facebook isn't really that sort of platform, but Instagram definitely is. So if you
Emma,
hello.
can I just hello, hi? Can I just ask you on that? Do you, when you say you're messaging 50 people a day, do you add them and wait for them to follow you back, or do you add them and then message them?
I do the Fraser Brooks way, find out message.
I'm working my way through that training. It's blowing my mind, but
well,
I
read his book. I read I Dare You, and I watched one of his YouTube clips, and it was literally I got an email because I'm on his email list. I got an email and it was like today's free video, get 10 days, and I watched it and I thought to myself, I'm not doing enough. And I have a lot of conversations. Even I was like, I'm not doing enough because my ad wasn't working at that point, and I was just like, oh God, I need to do more. And I just still need to do more. I need to do more than 50, but at the moment, that's what I'm doing while I'm homeschooling. And then Emily's going back to school on Monday, so I'm going to double it.
And are you just sending a blanket message?
Yeah, I am. I tried the whole connecting thing and the hiya, how are you? Are you all right? Too slow for me.
And I think it looks a bit creepy. Like, we don't know these people. At least.
Yeah.
At least if you're kind of saying, hey, this is what I do, and a bit more information, it's a bit more like.
I think it's easy for us because we've got the free price draw slip. You can offer something as well as
weird.
Saying, by the way, I'm looking for people to join my team.
Yeah.
And
do you say that in the message, or do you just put the link in? See, I've just been putting the link in as a PS.
Yeah, right at the bottom, which is exactly the same as what I was doing on my competition, or what I do when I run a competition. I put it right at the bottom. And I still get people fill the Google form in and enter, and I still get leads from that. And I also get leads from people just asking me if they want some further information. I've had the odd negative comment, but I just block and delete. I don't even entertain it. I can't be bothered.
We're going to get that everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I've had it. I posted, so I'm still posting into groups at the minute, buying and selling groups. And I've had a couple there and I've just blocked them, deleted it, and then posted the next day because they're not going to see it because I've blocked them. And I delete the post because I find that negative comments breed negative comments.
Yeah, definitely.
If you leave the post up there and anyone's seen it or has it, they will continue to comment. So I just delete the whole thing. I don't.
Does anyone feel that Instagram is like a full-time job?
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm like...
I know, yeah.
Once you get used to it, I mean, I've been doing it for 4 or 5 weeks now, and it is part of my routine in the morning now. It's like something I just do. But it took ages, and it was a right ball ache at the beginning. I was like, oh, but I do it because I know I've got to do it, and it's working.
Just make sure you're not scrolling or being dragged in by the notifications.
I never
So have it is you go on, you're finding people, yep, you know, like their posts, message them, follow them, and then come off of it.
I can't remember
Because
the
otherwise it can be.
I've trained myself to be like, no, I'm not doing it now. If I find myself scrolling on Facebook after I've looked at my notifications, I stop myself. I'm like, well, Emma, what are you doing? And I just put my phone down. And I've trained myself to do that, because you can spend hours scrolling and nothing gets done. So homeschooling's helped with that, because I've had to do other things. But yeah, if you could endlessly scroll and it will just get you nowhere. So yeah, you do have to be quite strict with it, because if you're on your phone quite a lot, and it's quite easy to get distracted by what's going on. I would imagine TikTok's quite bad for that. I'm not on TikTok, but
Yes. I got really good at not going on TikTok, and then Fraser started going on TikTok, and then I get a notification every day for Fraser.
no.
I'd go on and see Fraser's, and then I'd be like, scroll, no, like get off of it. Actually, with TikTok, it's better if you do post a video on TikTok. It's better to close it down straight away, because the algorithm works in your favor, because TikTok wants you to come back. It wants people to sit and scroll for hours on it. So it will show it to more people, because it wants people to like it or interact with it. So it gives you the notifications to come back to TikTok.
Doesn't it show you one more video if you come out of it? Chris was saying it like shows you one more video. If you do something with it, it like shows you one more video. I can't remember what he said, but he's on it, but I don't. He's always showing me videos, or he's like randomly turning the phone around. We've got a random filter on it. I'm like, what are you doing?
I might have to go follow Chris on TikTok.
He doesn't do many videos. He does a lot of work videos on there. He does a lot of his 15.
Yeah, it's what I love about it is how easy it is to make videos that you can then use on your Instagram or on your stories. They fit really nicely with stories as well. So I do like that aspect of it. But yeah, if you're focusing on work, don't go scrolling on TikTok.
But Facebook doesn't like videos from other platforms, and Fraser says there are actually, in his training, his Instagram training, if you didn't do it, there are actually apps that you can use to take the watermark off a TikTok video, and then you can post it into Facebook. Did you not get that far?
No, I've not got that. I've literally, I'm 1 hour in, and then I'm just having to find time to go back and do. And all my evenings seem to be blocked at the moment as well, with stuff going on. But yeah,
that's where I am, and I'm trying to catch up on everything that he's said already before I go any further.
Yeah, you can remove the watermark from TikTok, because Facebook hates anything that's not Facebook. You know, YouTube clips, if you embed a YouTube clip into Facebook rather than embed the actual video into Facebook won't show it as often as it would if it was just a video in Facebook, because it doesn't like people to go away from the platform. So if you do a TikTok video and it's work related and you want to put it in your stories or wherever, then if you can find one of those apps that removes the watermark, then I would do it, because otherwise the algorithm's not going to work in your favor. Harriet has asked, would anyone share a rough idea of what your initial message to people would be? So mine's literally, hi, I'm Emma. If someone's followed me first and I follow them back, I say thanks for connecting. If I'm just following them and messaging them, I take that bit out. And I just say, I'm the owner of Emma's Little Book Corner. I can't even remember what I say. Hold on a minute. I said it that many times, but I still can't remember what's in it. But it's in my phone. Yeah, I'm the owner of Emma's Little Book Corner, selling the gorgeous Usborne books. Just wanted to let you know that every month we give away £100 worth of books, and if you'd like to enter them, please click on the link. And then I just put Emma with kisses, and then put PS, I'm also looking for new people to join my team and earn some extra money working from home, selling Usborne books. Let me know if you'd be interested in learning more about this. And that's it. That's my message in a nutshell. So it's really quite short. It gives them something, because they can enter and win £100 worth of books, but at the same time there is a message in there saying, you know, I am looking for people to sell them as well. And like I say, today especially, I've had probably about 8 people, and all different people as well, a couple of mums, a few teachers, and a couple of childminders come back and ask for further info. And for me, even if I don't get them converted straight away, because I'm struggling to convert anyone on Instagram at the minute, but they are still people I can follow up with. And the good thing about Instagram is there are 2 inboxes, primary and general. And you'll know this when you start doing it. You get so many people that you send messages to, it's really hard to try to follow up. But what you can do is anyone that shows an interest, you can move them into the other inbox. So you can keep a track of everybody that wants information and everybody that doesn't. So you can go through and you've got your follow-ups all in one place. I mean, that's just my little tip that I do. So everyone's in my, I can't remember which way around it is. Everybody's in my, let's have a look. Okay, just I'm in the wrong bloody one now. Hold on. So everybody comes up in my primary. So everyone I message comes up in my primary inbox, and I move everybody that wants any information into my general inbox. And then you have your message requests as well, because people will try and message you as well. And I found that's a really good way of keeping track of it as well, because you can't do that with Facebook. Facebook just goes into one massive long list, which takes forever to go through. So if you're crap at keeping lists like I am, then that's quite a good tool to have. Okay, anybody else got any questions? Anybody else got any issues that they want to have a chat about? Recruiting issues, obviously. Anyone at all? Come on, don't be shy. You don't want to listen to me all night.
Could we go around the room and say what is your number one recruiting tip, or ask people to pop it in there?
Good idea, Sarah. You start.
My number one recruiting tip, I hadn't thought about it when I came up with this, is to go out and, we talked about frogs, but go out and find a book buddy, somebody who you could potentially share stock with, somebody who, when things are normal, you can go out and do a stall with, because if any of you have done a book fair or a stall, like a big one like at a showground or something, you cannot do it on your own. One, usually they're 9 till 4 and you need to have a wee at some point, but also like it can be manic. So I would try and find somebody who could be your book buddy. That would be my number one tip.
Have you had book buddies join?
Yeah, so last February this was launched. So at Leadership Academy, we got put into groups. The established leaders got put into groups, and we had to come up with like a recruiting campaign. And this was the one that won. So 5 organisers came up. Well, no, this is the idea that didn't win, but this is the idea that should have won. People voted. You know, I can't even remember the idea that won, but anyway. So I came away from Leadership Academy buzzing and on a mission to do this. And the first person who joined was somebody who was really local to me, who said she'd been stalking me for about 3 years. She knew me from swimming lessons. I had never seen her before. And that was Sean, who then turned into a team leader. And then I had Lee join me, who was a franchisee of mum to mum markets in our local area. So I used to have a stall, whether it was for my own sake, for my own get rid of secondhand stuff, and also I used to have Usborne stores. And I'd never even considered Lee to be an organizer, and she's brilliant. So
knocking around.
So yeah, so she was also, when I'd put out a post saying does anyone want to be my book bunny, anybody local to me wanted to do it, and literally, yeah. So people that I never even considered.
Yeah, Claire's literally just put in the chat. My recruitment tip: don't rule anyone out. Never assume. Never assume, because
and I've actually just messaged someone who I met on holiday in Tenerife 2 years ago. Me being me, I'll talk to anyone. I always take leaflets on holiday, always. They always end up on a sunbed, or after the kids have made friends with other people, they always get an Usborne leaflet.
That is a great idea.
Craig's always like, Sarah, what are you putting that pack of 50 leaflets in your suitcase for? You never know. You can't miss an opportunity. Anyway, this lady, I would never have thought about joining. She's a nurse, she's been doing the vaccine, she's a mum of 2, works full time, but she broke her ankle last week. I've just messaged her tonight and said, I wouldn't normally message you. I know you're really busy and I know you broke your ankle. don't suppose you fancy doing Usborne short term, do you? And then once they're in the door, and she's messaging me back going, I am so bored. Send me some information.
There you go.
So take every opportunity. I don't know if she'll join, but so I'm going to send her some stuff in a bit.
But you never know. She might do.
Yeah. She
And
said
you'd
she's
never know if you didn't message her either.
so, and you know, I've just had a friend who's split up with a partner, and I sort of say to her, look, I know it's probably not the right time, but if you need a book, I have a book for everything. I've got all about families. It has great reviews when people go through things like this. You can have it at cost if you want. I don't want to make any money out of it, but if I'm helping you, then that'll be great. And you get it put on them.
Yeah.
Same with like the why do things die? I very rarely post it on my page, but I'll very often private message someone, the dog's died or they've seen the granny's died on Facebook. I'll very often private message them. I'm not trying to make money out of this, but if this book will help, I'll sell it you at cost. And they'll come back to you then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's private messaging. I had a chat with one of my team earlier, actually, we were just having a chat about events and stuff. And I said to her, don't be scared to private message people, because she's like, I don't want to feel like I'm getting on at people. And I was like, yeah, but you're not. They'll tell you if you are. And I was like, 9 times out of 10, you're not at all, you know. And don't be scared with sales or recruits, you know, don't be scared to private message people. I literally, now the whole thing about ruling people out, I don't know how many of you were on Julie's Zoom or last time's recruitment Zoom. We spoke about hijacking, which is posting on your friends' timelines about the opportunity to see if you can get in front of their friends as well. And I did it on my sister, so I trusted it on my sister. I just messaged her saying, by the way, I'm going to post on your timeline. She was like, I do what you want. So I posted it on mine and tagged her in, because I think more people see it that way. And somebody I used to know when I lived in Newark, which is about a half an hour drive away from where I live now, long time ago, she messaged me and was like, oh, can I have some more info? I would never have messaged her. She's on my friend list on Facebook. Not a chance would I have messaged her. She don't have kids. And I would never have messaged her, not a chance. And she messaged me. Now I've followed up with her, and I don't think she's massively interested, but at the same time, I still wouldn't have had that chance if I'd not put that post out there. So definitely don't assume that someone's not going to want to do it. Message them anyway. And like I said before, you don't have to message them directly and say, do you want to do this? You know, you can go in with, it might not be for you, but do you know anybody else? Because I've done that with a few customers, and one of my customers came back and was like, oh, actually, I might want some info. And she's a work in progress. I think she'll join, but she's a work in progress. So, you know, never ever rule anybody out. And customers is a great one. You can probably more than likely turn customers into recruits because they already love the books, because they buy from you. So if you've got customers that host parties for you, don't forget to speak to them about joining. Don't forget to send a joining leaflet, or, you know, anything you've got about joining your team in your packages that you send to your customers, because you never know who might want to join. And it might not be straight away, but it might be that they look at it, the leaflet, they put it down, they come back to it, you know, they may then join later on. Because like I say, they are your target audience for recruits. They love the books, they buy the books, they're your target audience. So don't ever forget about your customers. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent now. Right, anybody else? I know there are some of you that are probably struggling to recruit or haven't recruited, so I'm not going to pick on anyone that doesn't want to speak, because there are a few of you that have put that in the chat. Don't worry, I'm not going to pick on you. I'm not that scary.
I'll speak.
Come on, Sarah, what's your top tip?
Top tip is video. Show yourself, tell people what you have to offer, show people what you're about, what's in the starter kit. Just talk to people. Just don't be scared to put yourself on camera, because people are going to buy into you. And I think it's really important that, yeah, because what sets you apart from a different Usborne organizer? What if someone gets messages from 2 people? You know, people are warm to the person they see most of. So be consistent and put yourself in video. And I know that involves being brave for some people. It's not something that we do naturally all the time, and I was the person who said they'd never ever do video. I literally was stubborn. I was a terrible recruit, because I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But you know, I find it so valuable. And you're right, you know, messaging people is the best thing. Following, connecting, getting those messages out there is brilliant. But when people come onto your page to look at you, they want to see a little bit of you as well. They want to see that you are a normal mum, with a normal life, with kids and everything else. And that really helps people, because they feel that if you can do it, then they can do it as well. If you pretend to be some flashy superstar who, you know, has a perfect life and a perfect show reel on social media, then people are going to look at you and go, well, I can't do that. I'm not perfect. You know, I've got a pair of yesterday's pants on my bedroom floor, and my kids have emptied every toy box in the house. You know, make yourself relatable to people. So that's probably my tip.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to get your kids in those videos either. Loads of my team have always said to me, oh yeah, but I've got to do it when the kids go to bed. I'm like, why? And then most of them that have blend their kids in the Zooms, in the lives, have been like, oh my God, I got loads of interaction because my kid just took over. I'm like, there you go. So don't.
Can I just add something with the lives and the kids? So with the workbook day, I'm doing a live on my page, and something of course wasn't working yesterday, and we've done it a couple of times and the microphone was off. But then Anna was already pissed off, like literally, like I had enough of it. And I said, Anna, let's help mommy, and I'm gonna give you 20 pounds. The minute she goes on, oh, mommy says she's gonna give me 20 money. Oh my God, it was like yeah, so they are good when they're good, but then they can put you in awkward situations.
Yeah, but I think that makes you relatable. I think
but it was just like,
it's embarrassing. Yeah, you probably feel embarrassed, but at the same time, I think people would think that hilarious. and would relate to you a lot more, definitely. I wouldn't worry about that at all. I did a live into my group today, into my team group today, and I've not told Emily that I was doing it because she was busy, and she was like talking to me, and I was just like, on the live, I was like, shh, and I was like, oh, I'm live, oh well, because it is what it is. It's just normal life, and everybody's in the same boat. So I think, you know, just do it. As Julie says, just effing do it. But I mean, I need to go live more so I can want to talk, but but you should still do it. Don't do what I do and not do it. Do it. Okay, Louise, you're happy to talk, aren't you, my lovely? What's your top tip?
We kind of, I mean, mine would have been follow up, but we've already kind of talked about that.
About it enough?
Well, no, I agree. Like, I'm similar to Sarah with her recruit that joined ages ago. Like, one of my ladies that joined in February, she originally entered my competition in May 2019. She said she was interested. We talked for like 2 minutes and then she started ghosting me. And if you look back at our messaging conversation, it's literally like month after month after month of me sending her messages and her just ignoring me. And then she came back to me in, I think, November, saying, how much does it cost to join Usborne? And then she signed up in February. So I think, like, I don't think you can say it enough, can you? Like, when we say follow up, it is literally like the most important thing you can do.
And it's not follow up, it's follow ups. As in, you've got to do it so many times.
Also, we have so much content that we can go back to their team with. So much. We can, every month you can go back to them with new titles. What company gets something that you could share every single month? Every month you get new titles. It's the 40th anniversary this year. Every time you get a new special offer, send it to them. World Book Day, send them that to it. It's Roald Dahl Day in September. Did you know it's Roald Dahl Day we're celebrating? I've just promoted to divisional leader. If I could dream, but yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, celebrate things. Invite them to an opportunity event, send them a voice note rather than sending them a text. Ask them if they want to join your team page, or do you want to have a chat, or I'm free tomorrow at 12, are you? So every time, go back with something different. Here's a catalogue, here's a link to my website. Your website would be exactly the same as this. Do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
Think about everything that you go back to.
Yeah, it's a good tip, because like you said, there is always something, always. You know, every time you do a new competition, share it with them, message them about it, you know, and then you kind of opening that conversation back up again. And people might still ghost you, but just carry on. Just carry on messaging them until they say no.
I think it's consistency as well, Emma, isn't it? Keeping
Mm.
going when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. I think that's the most difficult thing. And like, you know, I've been quite successful running competitions, and I've got quite a few recruits that way, but I haven't had any, I don't think, that have joined up straight away from the competition. They've all been like months and months down the line. So it's keeping that kind of long-term view, isn't it?
Yeah, because a lot of people are just scared. They're scared that they can't do it. They're scared that they won't sell. They're scared that the target's too big. Oh, I never thought the target was big. For me, I was like 120 quid in 12 weeks. That's doable. That's all right. And then I joined and I was like, oh, but I did it anyway. But a lot of people are like, oh God, that's loads. And I'm like, it really isn't. And I don't make a massive deal about it. I don't know about everybody else when they speak to people, but I try not to make a massive deal about it, because I don't think it is. And I've actually changed the way I speak to people about that as well, because I don't tend to tell them what they can do if they don't make it now, because that's a big question that I get all the time. And I used to say, oh, you know, worst case scenario, this is what will happen. And I try and stay away from that now, because I don't like talking about it in a negative way. I'd rather talk about the positive stuff, about what I can do to help them get there. And I think that's quite a big thing about the way that you speak with people and what you ask them and how you ask it. The biggest change for me is trying to find out why they want to do it, and not just saying, why do you want to do it? I try and get to the bottom, because people won't tell you. People are just like, oh, I'm just having a look. Oh, I'm just, you know, I saw your ad and I thought I'd message you. There is always something niggling in the back of their mind as to why they want to do it, and why they've looked at your ad and thought, actually, I'm going to message her. And 9 times out of 10, that's something like they need extra money for something that they can't afford, or they are struggling in terms of bit like me. I wanted to be at home more, because my other job is an absolute nightmare in terms of getting childcare and sorting things out. And it kind of, I was putting that before Emily, and you know, there's always something, and there will always be something, but you've just got to get to the bottom of what that is. And if you can do that, then you've won half the battle. And asking open questions. So one of my questions that I ask is whether or not they want to do it part-time or full-time. I've never had someone say they want to do it full-time. They always say they want to do it part-time, and 9 times out of 10 they will divulge why, and it's usually because they've got kids or they've got other commitments. And you can then sort of delve a little bit deeper into why they want to do it, and I think that helps. But yeah, I've tried to stay away for a few months now, away from the negativity of the fact that, you know, oh, I don't think I can do this, I think it's going to be too hard. You know, I don't sit there and say, oh, what if I don't make the £120? I say, yeah, but you will, because if you put the work in and you take the support, you will do it. Now, don't promise them things that you can't deliver, because they've got to put the work in, and I make sure they know that. But if they do put the work in, they will make that target, and you will get them over the line. And you may then have to help them with things like launch parties and stuff like that, but that's easy. You know, we've all done it, we've all been there. You know, there are plenty of training tools in Power, and you know, I know I have ones in my team as well that, you know, you can help with, and you've just got to make them think about it in a different way and flip their mindset if you can. I know it's hard, because a lot of people will be scared and will always be scared about it. But if you're negative about it and you're pointing out the negatives, that is what they will hold on to. So you have to flip it, and you have to be the positive one, and you have to give that positivity out, because that will then feed into what they're coming back to you with. Years ago, I used to work for Vodafone years ago, and I did some customer service training. And we sat there and they gave us this script, and we were sat in twos, and there was someone in front of me, a colleague, Claire, I think her name was, and then we were just sat there and we were just chatting, and they gave us this script and we were just chatting, and then she was like, right, everybody stop. And every single couple in that room had mirrored each other. So me and Claire were sat there and we were like legs crossed, exactly the same leg, our hands were in the same position, And basically the upshot of that training was that person will, so if you're on the phone, that person will mirror your language, they will mirror your mood. So and I was amazing at dealing with complaints when I was at Vodafone, because I just used to smile and be happy and be nice as much as I didn't want to be, because it always turned them around, always. So I very rarely got complaints in my next job, which was the job that I do alongside Usborne as a paralegal. I was running files of like 200 people, and I very rarely got complaints because I never let their negativity turn me negative, because negativity breeds negativity, like I said in the comments and things like that. So you will come, if you come across as quite negative or not particularly passionate in your messages because they're asking you negative questions, it will just continue to breed that negativity. So if you can change that and you can be really positive and really upbeat about it and flip the negative on its head, then you're winning half the battle. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go about talking about random trainings that I had when I was like 20. But it makes a lot of sense, and it's something I've done. Don't get me wrong, I have days when I'm negative and I'm feeling crap and all the rest of it, but I do try and find the positives, and my team will tell you. I think Maria's on here actually. I think it was Maria, was it you that lost your daughter's school? And I said to you, there's plenty more schools in the sea. Because there is. And it's hard for you to see the positive at the time because you're annoyed because you've not got your daughter's school. But at the same time, I know it's their loss and it's another school's gain, because you will go and find another school and you'll do amazing things for them. So just always have kind of think about something and just try and flip it and try and get that positive vibe out there rather than the negative one, because I think it massively helps. And to be fair, it makes you feel better as well, because nobody wants to wallow in negativity. It's depressing. So yeah, that is going off on a tangent a little bit, but hopefully that will help. Sarah, what have you put in the chat, love? Summing up your points about top tips. Contact frogs. Yeah, contact frogs. Share what you're doing, such as bagging up deliveries, use Instagram, send messages saying something you fancy, if not you. Do you know anyone who might want to do it? Oh my god, I can't. Do you know anyone who might want to do it? Pop a recruiting post on every post you do. Go live when you can. Run a competition with a recruiting message. Ask for buddies. Follow up. That has summed it up very nicely, Sarah. Thank you very much. How do you subtly say to people that it does take a lot of effort? You don't need to be subtle. Just be honest. Just be honest. I don't ever tell people it doesn't take hard work, because it does. And if they're scared of hard work, then they will always be scared of hard work and they probably won't perform. So sometimes it's one of those things where you just think, you know what, move on to the next. I've had this conversation probably a lot of times, and we've had conversations like this on Zoom, on Daisy's last lockdown with Sarah and everybody. And, sometimes you can flog a dead horse, really. And it's the same when you get a team, you effort match, because if people aren't working and aren't responding, then you tend to invest your time in the people that are. So if a potential recruit that you're speaking to, is thinking to themselves, oh, well, I don't want to put that much work in, then you've got to think to yourself, well, if they do become a recruit, am I going to want to be having that person in my team? So be honest with them, tell them it takes work. Every business does, every job does.
I had this same conversation with Keely Horn, who's a brilliant executive leader, about 3 weeks ago. So someone messaged her who's like, does it take much work? I've got 5 kids and all this. And Keely suddenly messaged in the EL chat. It's like, oh, I don't know how to respond to this. It sounds like she wants it to fall into her lap and all of this. So Keely went back and I said, look, just tell her it's going to take some work. It's not a magic box of books. So if she hasn't got the time, then it's not the right opportunity for her. So Keely did go back to her and say, it takes work, it's a job, it's this. And the person turned around and went, thank you for being so honest and open and explaining it properly. And she joined up that afternoon. So sometimes it's people actually want to be told that, because they don't want to feel like they're being promised the earth and told it's a quick get rich rich quick scheme, because it's not, it's a business, it's a job. You have an opportunity, you put it in front of people. You have a product, you put it in front of people. You know, it is work involved. You wouldn't go to work at Tesco's to sell a product all day and expect to actually not do anything to make that product sell all day. You know, it's the same with this business. So yeah, be honest and transparent and open about, you know, what you do, the time you put in, where you get your sales from, how much you're earning, how much potential you could earn, how much you know other people are earning. Just be an open book.
Yeah. And it's, you know, it does take hard work, but it is still flexible around your kids. You know, I've had Emily doing schoolwork next to me while I've been on a Zoom, you know, or while I've been messaging people.
Yeah, I would say it depends on your definition of hard. I would say it doesn't take hard work, it takes consistent work.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It takes sometimes being brave or doing something different to what you've normally done. I wouldn't say there's anything that's, you know, that's particularly hard. It's not like it's manual labor or hugely taxing on your brain. It's just being brave enough to do it sometimes. Sometimes it's picking up the phone, having a conversation with the school. Sometimes it's contacting someone you don't know. Sometimes it's doing a live on your personal profile, and you know that there's that one person, that ex-friend or that old boyfriend or someone you don't want to see it, like your mother-in-law, or I don't know, and being brave enough just to do it anyway. So don't see people are nodding with that. Yeah, there's often one person who you don't want to see your lives. Do you know what? They're probably not watching anyway. But it's just being brave enough to do it.
And most of the time, the person who's stopping you doing things is you or me.
Definitely.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's always yourself. You've always getting your own way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All the time. Still do.
Anybody else got anything they want to add or anything they want to ask? I will just say quickly, I've been split testing lots of things recently, and one thing that is working for me with Facebook ads at the moment is a lookalike audience on my page. Now, not all of you will be able to do that if your page hasn't got many likers, but if you've got a lot of likers on your page, and they're not like Sarah Singleton's and in China and God knows where, then a lookalike audience is actually working quite well for me. Thank God, because I'd nearly given up on Facebook ads, but I persevered, as I do, like a dog with a bone. And I've split tested the lookalike audience against a interest targeting audience, and the lookalike audience is performing better. So if you do have a Facebook ad, or you're wanting to do a Facebook ad, and you have a fair few people on your page, then it might be something that you want to look into, because it's working quite well for me. So yeah, I just thought I'd add that in there. So where Claire Clark, where are you? Is she gone? Is she there? Claire, are you there? I think she's gone. But I know Claire's got a fair few on her page, and she was having issues with her ad at one point, so that might be something that she wants to do, but I'll message her separately if she's not listening. But yeah, anybody else got any? What would you class as a lot of likes? So I have 652 on my page. So what you do is you populate an audience inside Ads Manager. It's quite easy to do. You go into audiences, or you do it within the ad, and you do the nearest 1% of the entire UK that are like your audience, basically. So that's 500,000 people who have the same sort of likes and interests as the people that like my page. So yeah, so that's how it works. And I have 652 on mine, so that's nowhere near as many as like Sarah. You know, she's got thousands, but at the same time, sometimes targeting quite low works quite well. And at the moment I'm trying everything. I've split tested everything because I need to get a Facebook ad that works, and actually it is working. As I said earlier.
Talking about Facebook metrics, actually, what's really interesting is how little your number of followers or likers actually relates to your engagement. So on your page you can follow other pages, and it will give you like comparisons. So I have like Usborne Publishers and Scholastics and things in there, and these pages have like 40,000 plus followers on, yet my engagement was better on my page than what they're getting on their ones. So it doesn't really matter if you're putting out content that people are sharing, engaging and talking about. you actually get better results and more people interacting, rather than having that vanity metric of, oh, this many people follow my page. Because if those people haven't followed your page, they haven't interacted, they may as well not bother, because the algorithm just isn't going to show it to them. So if you've only got a small amount of followers, yes, it's really good to increase that, because you get better stats for your lookalike audiences and things like that. But don't feel that it can't still reach people just because you haven't got those big numbers yet, because that's not how it works.
Quality, not quantity, in terms of reach and actually getting your stuff out there, because it doesn't matter who you've got following you. If they're not buying from you, they're not buying from you. But I know who my audience is on my page, and I know that it's mainly people that I would be targeting in anyway. So I just trialed it and it's working at the moment. So it's just another thing that you can try and see if it works for you. But like I say, it is working for me at the moment. I've had, I said it earlier on Zoom, I've had more messages since Friday than I've had in the whole of February, which is crazy.
That's brilliant. Really good that it's working again.
Oh, honestly, the sense of relief is just unreal. Because it's just depressing when your ad doesn't work, but hey ho. So unless anyone's got any more burning questions, I'm going to wrap up, because we've been talking for about an hour now. So is there anything else anybody wants to ask or talk about before we go off? And we'll be back in a month if you have anything that you need, but you can message me at any point. I'm happy to answer any questions, or tag me in a post in Power, or message me directly. I check my message request, so you'll be able to get through.
Thank you so much, Emma.
That's all right. I hope it helps. I mean, I don't know if it helps.
Yes, it helps. It's all brilliant information. It's just things that people can go off and do. And the things of any training or anything like this is, if you don't action your learnings, then there's no point attending. So it's taking the advice, taking the notes that you've written, and actually going and put it into action. That's going to make the difference. But no, it's been incredible. Thank you.
That's my pleasure. And like I say, I'm always around on Power, and I'm always around on my phone, obviously, adding people in on Instagram. So if you want to message me and ask me anything, then feel free, because I'm happy to answer any queries that you've got.
Thanks, Emma.
Right, my lovelies, I shall see you all in a month's time.
Love you all. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.